Hi Aquarius, welcome to your July 2015 reading. I'm using the Angel Tarot by Doreen Virtue and Radley Valentine. Um, so before I get into your cards, there is a message coming through that about practical healing, right? So for some of you Aquarians, whether you're a sun sign, rising sign, or moon sign Aquarius, if you've been having like shoulder pains, shoulder blade pain, anything like that, the message coming through is about, if you're not already doing so, is to make sure you're doing some practical things for healing, right? So perhaps that means going to the doctor if you haven't already and getting a checkup. So this could be for like shoulder pains, maybe pinched nerve kind of thing going on. And for some of you it could be chest pains as well. So yeah, seek out practical healing type of help if you haven't already. So that's coming through for some of you Aquarians. Another message too that's coming through for some Aquarians as well is that sometime in July you may be feeling a bit teary-eyed, and the message coming through with that is that it's okay to cry, it's good to cry, and crying is releasing of an emotion, right? So why do we cry? Sometimes we cry because we're really happy and something wonderful's happened, and we cry, it releases that emotion, right? And other times we cry because we might be upset or frustrated, and again we cry because it helps to release that emotion. So it's good for your body and it's good for your mind as well to cry. So I don't know, maybe something happens this month where it might make you feel emotional in some way, and the message is it's good to cry. So Aquarius, let's get on to your reading. The first card we have, I'm going to pull out 4 cards for you, and this is going to be your past. So Aquarius, in the past, which could be the recent past as well as further in the past, not surprising, time delays, time issues for you with this 8 of Fire showing up here. Yeah, there does seem to have been time issues, time delays, and I feel that that's almost coming to an end. It's not quite over, there's still some like niggling things, but this issue of time delays, timing issues and so on, is somewhat coming to an end, meaning that there's still some little things that could be happening. And with the Hermit card here showing up, this card has on it self-discovery, and sometimes when there are timing issues and time delays and all that sort of things, perhaps things not going out the way you wanted because of timing issues, sometimes those delays give us the time to do some self-discovery, which and sometimes cause timing issues, so sometimes when there are delays we get to discover more about who we are, what our wants are. We get to discover how we relate to others or how others relate to us, and also to heal, time to heal. So there's this message also coming through with these cards, the 8 of Fire, the Chariot, which to me are coming up as timing things, and also the near ending of timing issues, but also the reason too sometimes, or what you can do with delayed time. So you can have delayed time in one area of your life, but that time in another area of your life works out well. So delayed time seems to have allowed Aquarians to have a time of self-discovery and also a time of healing. This card here, the 5 of Fire, this is about perhaps part of the timing issues or delays, conflicts with others. I'm seeing these 5 wands, and one stands out above the others, meaning like perhaps there were some issues with being the leader or being the head of the organisation, head of the household, that sort of thing, right? And sometimes we need to go through a time of self-discovery if there's been some conflicts, right, with others or a group or organisation. Okay, Aquarius, let's have a look at your future cards and outcome cards. Okay, so 2, 3. I think I'll do 3 cards. So these cards are for your future, but I'm hearing it as outcome card or an outcome. Okay, so the first card we have here is the 5 of Earth, and I'm hearing right away lack mentality. So it feels like in the future, Aquarians, for some of you Aquarians, you may be overcoming lack mentality kind of thinking or feeling within you or in your circumstances. And for some of you even perhaps addictions, and one of those addictions could actually be lack mentality, or even thinking negatively, right? So there seems to be in the future overcoming that is coming up for you, and that's an outcome as well, I'm hearing. So basically we are creators of our future, right? We play a part in it. So this is the future cards, but it's also an outcome card for you, the overcoming of addictions, including lack mentality. You know, I'm hearing opened doors. The doors are opening for you. That's coming up for you in the future as well. And that can also help with lack mentality, or it's important to start overcoming or lack mentality, okay? Yeah, and that's what's coming up with this card. Okay, so we have number 10, the Wheel card, Archangel Michael. So I'm hearing like, you know, around the middle of the month, you know, even though there does seem to be still some niggling time issues, delays, and again, you know, that's time that you can use for self-discovery and things like that, right? So, but I'm hearing like in the middle of the month, things start to turn around, things start to become settled. You know, I keep hearing finally, finally. So I want to say things finally come around, things finally get settled or can start. Okay, so that's coming up in the middle of the month of July. Now I'm also hearing that it's really important to choose to be positive, and what can help you with that, I'm hearing, is choosing to see more than one perspective. So, you know, it's good to acknowledge our own perspective on something, but also when we allow ourselves to see other perspectives, that can also help us to be more positive, or help us to choose to be positive, because yeah, I feel that this lack mentality that's coming up for you as well. So maybe there's in that message from the beginning of the reading about perhaps feeling a bit teary-eyed about something. Allow yourself to release that emotion, right? Yeah, things, any niggling delays, it feels like the middle of the month, things start to pick up for you finally. And again, choose to be positive and choose to, and it's coming across as very important, choose to see other perspectives or other people's perspectives. Okay, and the next card we have is the 7 of Air. You know, again, there's that message that around the middle of the month of July, things start to move forward for you. There's a real strong sense of things moving forward. So if there's been any kind of stagnant or situation or relationship or anything like that, it really feels that it starts to move forward for you. Again, that message of having more than your own perspective is coming up again really strongly, and perhaps that also helps with releasing any kind of stagnant situation that may be going on for you Aquarians. You know, the message is about that having more than your own perspective, not to diminish your perspective, but just to open up to other perspectives, or if it's a group situation that seems to be stagnant, or with somebody else, right? It's to be open to their perspective, and the message coming through is literally imagine yourself in their shoes, so to speak. Yeah, but you know, the doors are opening for you, Aquarians, and you're about to be able to walk through them. You know, that stagnant energy or situation really feels like it's finally starting to turn around or coming to an end, and therefore you can start to walk through the doors. I'm getting a really nice image of two different types of Aquarians. One is like maybe some of you Aquarians are moving, literally moving, perhaps moving house, moving jobs, moving countries, or across country or something like that, and it may have been a stagnant situation, and it feels like, you know, those doors are opened now for you and you're about to step through them. There's still some niggling little time delay things. Again, you know, the message that has come through for you so far is use delayed time wisely. Use it for that self-discovery and things like that. Relating to others, understanding others' perspectives on things. And for others, you know, it's a different type of moving forward. That lack mentality, it's moving forward from lack mentality, right? And for these Aquarians, what I'm seeing is, you know, the door's wide open and it's leading to sunlight. So it feels really, really nice. And again, that message of having more than your own perspective is coming across very, very strongly. So perhaps that's something that you want to consider doing in the month of July. Okay, the next card that I've drawn for you is the Four of Earth. And this is coming up as a block card for you, Aquarians. So, or a challenge, right? And you know, what I'm noticing about this fairy or elf lady is that she seems to be stuck or wedged up to her chest, right? And so there's this sense of, you know, what could be a challenge or blocking you is something to do with letting go of the past, because it's kind of kept you in a kept you or a situation in a stagnant kind of place, right? Not to say that you've caused the stagnation, that's not the message at all, but excuse me, there's just this sense of being stuck, and you know, that stagnation in the middle of the month seems to be evaporating, right, so that you can move forward. And just before you walk through those doors that are opened up for you, right, this card is asking you to, you know, let go of the past, let go of anything that's been hindering you, or that's getting a bit stagnant now. You know, letting go of those, the past and those issues. Perhaps it's a relationship, perhaps it's a person, anything like that. You know, the time delays and issues, they can delay one part of our life, but not another part of our life where we get to use that delayed time in another way. So here with the Hermit card, Archangel Raziel and Archangel Metatron, sometimes those delayed times can be a blessing. It helps us to deal with any healing. It helps us to do some self-discovery for ourselves and our relationships with others, or within our careers. It also helps us to start getting our ducks in a row, right? Or continue to get our ducks in a row, you know, getting things organised, getting things planned and settled and that sort of stuff. Yeah, so that's what this card is asking you to pay attention to, that perhaps there may be some things that you need to let go of from the past, because you're about to step through the opened doors, Aquarius. And yeah, Okay, now the next card for you that is showing up also as part of the block card or challenge for you as well is this Three of Fire. You know, on here it states abundance, things look very good, have patience at this time and make long-term plans. And, you know, what I'm hearing with this card is healing. And it feels really, really great. So it's like with this healing comes abundance. And, you know, there's a couple of different terms for the abundance that I'm picking up for you Aquarians. So, you know, for some of you, it's that letting go. It's that letting go of the past, of any stagnant kind of situations, letting go of that. And that's one of the abundance that's showing up for you. It's also having links to this one here, the Five of Earth, that lack mentality. It's, you know, the letting go of that as well. And that's a perspective, right? And so that's abundance showing up for you as well. Along with some of you will be literally getting some abundance coming or starting to work out for you as well. And that helps with lack mentality as well. Now, yeah, there's just a sense of, so this is not only the block card, but what may have been blocked for you, right? And so it seems like near the middle of the month or the end of the month, the starting of that abundance coming in for you, that door opened, right? But you're walking through it. You've got to walk through that door. And so, yeah, that's the kind of abundance that I'm picking up for you, Aquarians. And, you know, what I'm hearing is the end of a story. So perhaps it's the lack mentality story. Perhaps that's the abundance, you know, the ending of that story. Perhaps it's letting go of past relationships or an issue. You know, the end of that story. That kind of abundance is coming through. It could be perhaps you've had a perspective that, you know, has been hindering you. And how do you realize that it's been hindering you? Because you got different perspectives of it now. And you can see where you might have been hindered before or hindering yourself before. And so the end of that story allows abundance to come through. So, you know, the image I'm getting is of new things coming for you as you step through that door, Aquarians. You know, a new way of life, new relationships, new money coming in. You know, various types of abundance, including, you know, that new way of life because the end of the story from the past, so to speak. And again, perspective is coming up as something for you Aquarians to consider paying attention to this month, because it's coming across as something that's going to be really helpful and great for you. You know, I'm getting this image of two people, and this is an example to share with you. If you imagine two people and they have very, very similar upbringings, perhaps they both were brought up in poverty-stricken families, right? And they grow up, and one becomes wealthy or financially secure and stable, and one has difficulty with their finances or making enough money or having friendships or relationships that are great, right? And so, you know, what could be the difference between the two? You could say luck. You could say perhaps the one that had financial security had lots of luck, but then it would take luck for that person to take action on the luck that that person got. So I feel the message here is perspective, you know, the mindset, the perspective one had compared to the other. Perhaps one had lack mentality perspective. Not to say that it's, you know, we all at some stage have lack mentality in some area of our life, right? So that's why it's always great to have other perspectives as well. So that's the message that's coming through with this card. It really feels like the doors are opened and you're about to walk through those doors, Aquarius. Stagnant times or issues are coming to an end. Time delay issues are coming to an end. Hopefully, I feel that for a lot of you, that time delay has allowed you to do some self-discovery, do some healing, and also get your ducks in a row, get things organized, get things planned as well. Even if it is in thought, it's still getting your ducks in a row. Now, I'm just going to pull out one more card for you, and it is the Four of Water. This card states missing an opportunity, discontentment or boredom, and open your eyes to the possibilities. And I'm hearing perspective again. So, it's about opening your eyes to the possibilities, and I'm hearing healing again. So those doors are opening. Again, just before you walk through those doors, you've had the time, even if it has seemed like delayed time, to get your ducks in a row, do any self-discovery, do any healing, and letting go of the past, right? And perspective, I guess, at times can equal healing. It can equal choosing positivity. It can help you to let go if you struggle to let go with something. You know, one way to help let go is to see it from another perspective. So this card is saying to open your eyes to the possibilities, and I'm hearing because they're there. And lastly, again, at the beginning of the reading, there was that message about practical healing. If some of you are having body pains like shoulder blade or shoulder pain, or something to do with pinched nerves, or any kind of chest pains as well, to take care of yourself practically as well, and perhaps if you haven't already, getting some practical healing, like going to the doctors or getting a checkup, things like that. So thank you, Aquarius, for tuning in and listening to your reading for July 2015. I hope you find it helpful for you in July. If you would like a more personal one-on-one reading where we take a look at messages that come through for the questions that you have for your personal life, or if you have an animal, as I'm an animal communicator, pet communicator, if you have any questions or things like that you'd like to know about your pet, you can contact me at maryintuitive@outlook.com, or you can go to my Facebook page and send me a private message there, and to find out more details about readings. And lastly, I forgot to say it at the beginning of the video, thank you to those that have already gotten readings from me as well, and thank you for subscribing and liking and sharing the readings too. So take care, Aquarius, and look forward to reading for you next month in August.